Yes, waterproof market. Mo coffee for down we be see market. Go and see now.
Yeah, it is so bad.
Yeah, show me a here.
Yeah, it is not the case that management teaching hospital do not just care. That is not the case, respectfully.
Did you respond to the auditors?
That is why I indicate, Mr. Chair, that we responded out of time. I must admit. We responded out of time.
Somebody asking you to pay 3.7 million Ghana cedis, and you responded out of time. You were given about 2 months during the audit, during the exit interview, management letter, and you responded out of time. Hey, Masa.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Respectfully, Mr. Chair.
When they say corruption is MPs, it's politicians. Sir, you are this.
And you still haven't been reinstated. Meanwhile, you are there working, and for one reason or the other, you are being validated. How do we cure this?
Thank you, Madam Chair. If you have to do with the validators, of course, they validate. They are in the district, they are in their offices, and they will determine that this amount of people deserve to be paid. So if for one reason or the other, they don't validate you, then in the same process, it's the same validators and institutions that have to go through the process to validate you for us to pay you. We cannot, as controller, pay you if the validators haven't validated you. So these are some of the challenges that
when they bring proof to you that it was wrongly done, and so you have to reinstate the person. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, there are some people who vacate posts and they deserve to be taken off. But those who, for one reason or the other, are genuinely taken off, the validators will tell you they have done the right thing. They have sent the documentation and everything to controller. Sometimes they even show you evidence that this is what they have done. And the beneficiaries come all the way from the various places to come and sit in controller and see, who do I know to help me do this, help me do that. So let's not just explain it away. There are genuine reasons and genuine concerns. I think maybe you should have a desk dedicated specifically for these things, because sometimes when you hear their stories, controller, it's not too good.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a desk, we have a client service who deals with the payroll issues. And I think I remember I mentioned this somewhere that they come direct to the client service, and then their issues are resolved. Those can be issues. The issue is that some of the issues could have even been resolved at the district level, but we don't understand why people still want to use somebody to resolve their issues for them. We think they are genuine concerns. You've gone through the process, and they will be resolved. We'll see to that. But
is it that when sometimes mistakenly somebody's name is taken off the payroll, it takes forever. Controller, it takes forever for the person to be put back on it. Sometimes it's a genuine mistake from the validators. And sometimes too, it is a way of some of the heads showing teachers where the power lies. And it's very, very painful. Since Friday, we've had a lot of these reports. It's very painful that genuinely, your name is taken off the payroll for one reason or the other. You have to go to controller, sometimes 8 good months.
Who was the coordinating director at that time?
Honorable Chair, he's indisposed.
Madam, that wasn't the question I asked. There's a simple SHS question. Who? It looks like we are shielding people who create all kinds of malfeasance and they move on.
And secondly, to the IGP, I want to know the process. Okay, let me put it this way. If a mob attacks a police station, what should be the response? I wasn't happy when I saw that the Tafo police station had been attacked and a letter had been written that it's being closed down, the staff are being transferred to a different place. Should that be the reaction when a mob attacks a police station?
Always attacking police stations. There's a community in this country where we have one police station, which is a divisional headquarters being built by government. And then we have another that is a district headquarters being built by the locals themselves. When they were going to attack, they went to the building that was built by the government, they burned the building down. They came to their local building, and somebody said, no, this way it was the MP who built it, so let us not touch it. So they didn't touch it. And so today, when you are in your area and you are asking us, we should come and open a police station, we'll ask you to build a police station yourself. And it is when you build a police station, and all those areas where there are these disturbances, they never attacked the stations that were built by the community themselves. And it is not good for this country. And so if you ask of closing down, yes, we'll close down because you have destroyed the station.
Mr. IGP, that cannot be the response because there are several places in this country where mobs have attacked police stations, but we never hear that the police stations have been closed down. So, Honorable Minister, for me, I don't think that should be the response. It's like the fact that
1 month, 2 months, normal. But when you go through the report, you have 13 months, 22 months, 16 months, 60. Over a year, you are validating people who are actually not coming to work. That is where the seriousness is. You have some of them, the type of separations that we do have. Deceased. That means the person is dead. You have resignation. The person wrote a letter saying, I'm no more working. And we never found this letter and continuously validating the person. A deceased person was validated for 26 months. 26 months. That is over 2 years. Somebody who was dead. And I wonder how that person really was working. So what have you done? Have you been able to recover some of these amounts or all of it?
Madam Chair, we were able to recover some amount. In all, we recovered 303,558.68. That's about 21% of the amount we are talking about. We, before we came here, we had gotten letters from some banks that are declining, though they have stopped the transfer to government chest. So maybe at the close of this session, we'll make a prayer to this house for the house to make an order directing those banks to transfer. No, we have that, Mr. Chair.
Sir,
like
sir.
We have written to the banks.
Sir,
they have paid.
sir, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Look at Habib Napare. Reason date of separation was 2022.
Yes.
This guy had died. Didn't you go to the funeral? And you validated this dead person for 26 months. And you are coming to tell Parliament to do what?
Mr. Chairman, maybe moving forward, we'll ask you to bring the validators along. So they speak to it. Maybe they saw the person's ghost or they saw the person somewhere. That's how come a deceased person will be validated for 26 good months. And then somebody who has worked for more than 3 months, 6 months, running every day to Controller and Accountant General just to be validated. So moving forward, we'll ask that you bring validators who flout these rules. Knowing very well that the person is dead, you validate the person for close to almost how many years? 2 years and over. Is it that sometimes mistakenly somebody's name is taken off the payroll? It takes forever. Controller, it takes forever for the person to be put back on it. Sometimes it's a genuine mistake from the validators. And, and sometimes too, it is a way of some of the heads showing teachers where the power lies. Exactly. And it's very, very painful. Since Friday, we've had a lot of these reports. It's very painful that genuinely, your name is taken off the payroll for one reason or the other, you have to go to controller, sometimes 8 good months, and you still haven't been reinstated. Meanwhile, you are there working, and for one reason or the other, you are being validated. How do we cure this?
Thank you, Madam.
Czech was taking no chances at all. Pia. And an opening here for Ghana, who score early on. Of course, they're players for the most part more experienced, but Reina's lost out here. It's Dramani. Goal for Ghana.
They've got an opportunity to be forward here now. Jan is on the right. He'll go for goal with a shot. What a start here. Now that's hooked forward. Here's a chase for Gian. He's 1-on-2. It is Gian. He is in the area. He scores! Ghana are back in front. A goal of individual brilliance from Samoa Gian. And Mensah takes it on the chest. Puts it through. Then Muntari. If they're going to get a goal, they're going to have to get it in the next 20 seconds. And Muntari goes for goal! What did I say?
And here's Andre Ayew! That's the equaliser! Affel. 3 in the middle to aim for. And Neuer is beaten! Ghana with the equaliser! Suleiman Tari through to Jan, who's onside. It's Asamoah Gyan, it's 2-1 Ghana!
There's a break on here for Ghana, though, whose fans will have been informed of, no doubt, of that scoreline from Recife. Might get to an equaliser here, they have! And inevitably, it's that man, Samoa Gyan, who scores for Ghana and keeps their dream alive.
Williams going to get on the end of it, but Kudos does. Kudos to put it back across. Ayew! Ghana at back level! Andre Ayew with the equaliser! Presentation was made by Gianni Infantino. Here come Ghana. Great chance. Ayew! Oh, they've got a second! Jordan Ayew!
Got something up their sleeves themselves. Oh, and Chaos Reigns! Yes! For Ghana. In Ligue 1 in France, wearing the blood and gold of Lens, just behind Paris Saint-Germain at the top. Ayew's ball again is really pretty. It's absolutely brilliant, and Kudus takes advantage.
Congratulations to the Black Stars on.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is Tuesday, 14th October 2025. This is the day the Lord has made. We're glad in it. And a big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us another day. It's a rare privilege, and we're grateful to Him to come back here and join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. My name, once again, is Audu Moro, and glad that we're here. I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. I'm talking about the newspaper headlines. So I'll start with the Daily Graphic, as I always do. The Daily Graphic this morning says, President Mahama calls for transformative action towards gender equality. And then there's also government approves hiring of health workers, thousands to be employed, salary arrears to be paid next month. There's Brandy Champon calls for discipline, unity in NPP. Charles demands postpaid meters in SHSs to avoid disruptions. The Metro Lens. NPA investigates 2.3 million fuel diversion scandal, and as KGL Group hails Black Stars World Cup qualification, and as police foil plot to kill Achim Kwabeng chief, 2 arrested. There's my son not involved in illegal mining, Chibi NDC chairman. The Daily Searchlight. Volta Region company defies order to stop building near key water headworks. This Volta Lake death toll reaches 15. Boat driver aged 11 drowns as well. And that's Professor Ameyo Ekunfi's lawyer withdraws legal service. Stay vigilant while covering Galamsey stories. GJA Ashanti Regional Chair to journalist. This KMA blames cable thieves for dark streets. The Daily Guide. Kweuhine goes tough on Galamsey operations. The Sosai Gift Yawari charged over NSA theft. Aguna Royal Family drags the Intra Chief to House of Chiefs. And the KGL Group congratulates Black Stars. 11 children, 4 others die in Niketa Krachi boat disaster. The Insight. National Security warns chiefs politicians over meddling in anti-Galamsey operations, and as Ghanaians questioning silence of authorities over Hassan Eriga's threat against the Igbo leader, NPA boss demands quick implementation of 24-hour economy in the downstream petroleum sector. V pushes for sustainable cocoa economy in Ghana. Komeu MP donates 150,000 cedis worth of educational support to 400 BECE candidates. Amir Konfi lawyer brawl as $2 million SkyTrain case resumes. NLAKG Women's Empowerment in Beijing, China yesterday. And then the Economy Times says the IMF reposes strong confidence in Ghana's economy as it concludes fifth review of the $3 billion ECF. There's Ghana's delegation in the U.S. for IMF World Bank 2025 joint meetings. Improving Ghana's economic success, economists recommend diversification of production based amidst effective policy coordination. So that's it for the front pages of the newspapers that we have today. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Keep watching.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Edi asema menya oden o tiantie mu amanfo ada o hye me boso obeto phone na mame me phone na say dada menya oden
the most surprised man
surprise ben
surprise
hey Kofi papa e phone o iPhone 13 nanya ne
ende me frankofo bi mienu amuko circle ene ba ko ne ka chena dan fa hawa ono odi ni Ghana card eko EBA phone so a otua 40% pen edi ni phone man no a da aka no betua ne kakra Timothy ya me drop na me so me call ho ana me kwanya wo phone de brɛ no
oh Kofi papa me da se I'm sure
ko good
wo EBA phones hade yeton iPhones ne ho akade nyina ye sanso de ma wholesale so ye dealer na so pedodo atua anase afi na wo hye iPhone business na se a braya se ye hwehwe ye chira kwan e wa Accra Circle Mall any tiptoe lane modern photos in chain American Monso ye ni odor rice ene edi nhwenim Kumase yewedum ejekuma brunsainim obetumi se ohun yen e wo www.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printers. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
This
brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
God, Kwamio!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it to so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey.
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Victory, celebration, legacy. It's 40 years of Jesus is our victory. Join Victory Bible Church International for the Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. A power-packed celebration marking 40 glorious years of God's faith and God's grace. It all begins on Saturday, 12th October with the Mega Praise and Worship Night, a night of pure gratitude and praise. Then get ready for the Wonder Walk on October 25th, a citywide walk of testimony and victory. From October 27th to the 30th of October, the Wonderful Jesus Conference continues live at the VBCI Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Junction. Expect nothing but divine encounters, miracles, and transformation. On October 31st, meet us at the Independence Square for a nationwide gathering of worship, power, and the Word. Then on November 1st, join the outreach program at Mancho Agbona. Then let's touch lives and share the love of Jesus Christ. And finally, the grand service at the Independence Square on November 2nd. Come and witness the glory of 40 years of victory. Ministering are Bishop N.A. Takiyaboy, Bishop Clement Amankwa Isehine, Bishop Elijah Saforo, and Bishop Emmanuel Akon. Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. 40 years of grace, power, and impact. From the 12th of October to the 2nd of November. Victory Bible Church International invites you to celebrate Jesus because Jesus is our victory.
The chief executive officer and the validators should pay. I stand by the auditor's recommendation. You are going to pay 3.7 million Ghana cedis. The Auditor General will take care of you. Thank you very much, Tamale Teaching Hospital. You don't respond to auditors. Maybe this is the only thing that is going to shake you so that you respond. You are discharged.
Mr. Chair.
Now, Bono District Hospital, please.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I have the permission to.
You have the permission to.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. It is not the case that management teaching hospital do not just care. That is not the case. Respectfully.
Did you respond to the auditors?
That is why I indicate, Mr. Chair, that we responded out of time. I must admit. We responded out of time.
Somebody asking you to pay 3.7 million Ghana cedis, and you responded out of time. You were given about 2 months during the audit, during the exit interview, management letter, and you responded out of time.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. My guests are seated this morning and we'll, as usual, kickstart with our conversation. So joining me this morning is a man who hasn't been here, I believe, in the last 80 years or so. He abandoned us, but he's made a return home. And he tells me that he's very happy to be back home. Good Morning Ghana is his home. And I'm talking about the man who started his public life as MCE for Obuasi, and then from there became Deputy Minister for Chieftaincy and Traditional Affairs, and then became the Deputy Minister for Ashanti Region, and then also became, even though that was short-lived, but yes, he became the Deputy Minister for Gender, Children, and Social Protection Minister. That was under Nana Oye Bampo. He's taking time off his very, very busy schedule to join us this morning, and we're more than happy to host him, representing, obviously, the NDC. I'm talking about the man, Mr. John Alexander Akon. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Thank you very, very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Where have you been hiding?
Where have I been hiding? Well, good morning, Ghana. Good morning, Obuasi. You know, we all have our bases.
Yes.
And Accra was to assume the basis of all politicians. And at times, it's a matter of concern.
Right.
But I have not left my base in Obuasi.
Well, Accra is the capital of Ghana.
It is, though, but bases will always not be the capital.
Right.
Ours is in Obuasi.
Right.
And born and bred in Obuasi, schooled, worked, and everything. So I'm so much attached. So Ashanti Region has always been my base.
Right.
So I'm around. I'm around.
That's interesting. We'll spend a few minutes to talk about you before we get on with our main conversation for the day. Let me also say that Sylvester Tete is here. Sylvester Tete is the former MP for English, Botiano Amanfrom, or Botiano English Amanfrom, and also former Deputy Minister for Information. And he's aspiring to become the General Secretary of the new Patriotic Party. I think that is more public knowledge. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
And, I hope you're doing very well.
Very, very well, by the grace of God.
It's always good to see you.
Except to say that the atmosphere has been polluted.
Oh, isn't it a bit early?
No.
I'm just saying hello, how are you? That's all.
Oh, but of course, that must be placed on record. Just as we are creating awareness on the breast cancer,
yes,
we should constantly reminding ourselves of an atmospheric danger through an illegal mining, which we'll be talking about even before we get there. The news coming in talks about food poisoning and many, many other things. I don't know what I'm taking today, including your good self and senior statesman, whether or not we are at risk. That is just a reminder. It's not to spite anybody, but a constant reminder of ourselves So that is why I said that, not in any negative light.
We'll spend some time talking
That's
about
all
it.
right. Fly has considered in polluting your salutation.
I like that. It's done it successfully, yeah. But speaking about you, Honorable, I mean, you to think that the last 8 years, is it that you are typically not a media person, or it's just that
okay,
you don't like to be in the public limelight all the time?
I'm sure Moro.
You're very quiet.
I'm sure Moro. In Ashanti region, they will not say ask that question.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they will say I'm a very strong media person. Ashanti region will not say that. But dealings is more in the Ashanti region. We have to separate ourselves. Is that not true? We have to get the spread right. Our development paradigm is not. It's very concentrated about 3-4 regions. Is that not true? Greater Accra, including Tema, Takrady, Kumasi, and maybe Tamale. You are trying to get your region to come up. So the concentration is a problem, but we need to get that development fighting in terms of even the media verifying. So some of us will decide to be at our bases and come. But I cannot be a capital. I will not take that from you. Okay. But I'm around a very strong media person for that matter. I've even hosted programs on Obuasi Station before.
Hey.
It was called Ghana This Week.
I see. You used to be a radio presenter?
Shaft Radio.
On Shaft Radio?
Yes,
in Obuasi?
Yes.
And was it a political program? Was it a
socio-political?
Socio-political
Yes.
program.
We were doing weekend Ghana This Week. We just lump all the issues of the week up and try to give it a good spread.
Okay.
In terms of non-partisan approach. And so we had a very good panel which we were discussing.
But your guests knew you were NDC.
Oh, yes.
They didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, solid. In fact, it's interesting you asking that question. I remember during one of the primaries, who was coming there in Cranberry that those times, and his team. I knew
the
some
former
of them.
the former Brekum.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I was supposed to host them. It's very interesting. And then they wanted to make sure I don't host it because of my political background, and they knew me very well. But eventually we said, no, somebody is in charge. He has to be in charge always. But after the program, they came back and said they were sorry. It also happened to me during the Professor first time. They came with Evers. They came a bit late, so I went out because the time had changed. But I was called later that they had come. And I hosted Professor with the best of ability. And then when we finished, Evers said that I would be the man to come out of his best. But some section of my own people said that I belong to other faction from Mers. I think it's Kotubochi. Whom I had not met before. Politics. So it's all fine. It's all very fine. But those who listen will always make you know their position.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're doing well, family, Obuasi,
very fine. My wife is doing good. My children are doing. My wife Rita is there. Okay. She's doing fine. She always wants me to come on radio and television. It's always been the style because when I was contesting from 2008, she would go with me to Kumasi in the night, in the morning, away to make sure that I appear. So when I was not coming, she was very concerned. I had a lot of scaffold over it. So yesterday when I sent the flyer, I said, what happened to you today?
She's always happy to see her husband contribute to public discussion.
Yes, she's always been that person. Highly supportive. She's done things politically for me when I was standing. I never knew. And when I got to know, I gave her so much respect for doing that.
But are you enjoying full support from your children too? They like the fact that
yes. In fact, when I stood first live, my children, some are in the States.
Okay.
And 2 of them called and said, bring us your t-shirt. We want to see your t-shirt. And then eventually they said, you will win. You know why? I said, why? When we work with you, we don't ever reach. You talk to this person, you talk to this person. We now understand you. You're not really wasting our time. Okay. So they've been very supportive. Okay. Very, very supportive.
Oh, that's good. That's good. But you know, not many people actually know that you are Fanti, but born and bred in Obuasi, you know, and you've lived almost all your life there.
Yes.
You know,
school, work.
Yeah.
The only school that took him outside of Obuasi was the university. Yeah. By that time, there was no university in Obuasi. And then I worked briefly in Accra service. At the then at Chimota Brewery. Okay. And I continued to do more 6 years. So I did 8 years then at Chimota Brewery. Okay. By 92, I had to relocate back to Obuasi to continue my base business.
Okay.
And that time we were having Go Free Sporting Club, you remember? And I became a director of both because strong supporter. I was 97 in Morocco for the final match when we lost by penalties. So it's always been my base.
Wow.
That is the level of my social class.
I see.
Yeah. I'm sure if you ask any Nkwatin, they will tell you.
He's an Obwasi man.
Yeah, I'll still do both of them.
Yes.
Yes.
But you know that you a deputy Ashanti regional minister, albeit
almost 2
weeks.
It was very interesting.
Nobody has ever asked. Has
No,
anybody
they
ever
don't
asked
really
you
see it
what
unless
happened?
those who are very close. Okay.
What happened?
I need to get the president and maybe the chief of staff to tell me so that I can add to my memos, because you know what? I started the chieftaincy and traditional affairs under Dr. Seydou Dana. And when we were going to be vetted, I was supposed to be the first person. It was around April when the election petition started. That very day was the starting of the election petition. And I was supposed to be the first to appear. Jifa was there, Okitidua was there, a few of us were waiting. Baba Jama was supposed to be vetted. I was supposed to be the first, but they came telling me that because Baba was a member of the committee, we should allow him to be vetted first. And my God, he spent more than 2 hours. So behind we were saying that, hey, the MP is spending more than 2 hours.
And then you sleep there.
It was the late lawyer, Bati Odru, who was chairing the committee. And you had boycotted.
Yes, I remember very well.
You had wrongly and illegally boycotted.
Yes. But you are in court, we are disputing the outcome of the election. Why should you participate?
It was a matter of principle.
Yeah, part of principle.
That's all right.
Okay.
And in the next 30 minutes, not fully 30 minutes, Okututo was there. Right. And I guess it was the shortest, but they don't come live.
Yes.
But it also has a history again, because when I was Dr. Dana at the Minister of Chieftains and Traditional Affairs, just after 1 year, I had a call from the seat of government with a security phone and said that the president is going to do alignment and misalignment. I'm talking about reshuffling. Listen to the statement the person made. Anything you hear, don't panic. Hey. Incidentally, he left before I could ask who the person was. But I suspected it could be then Dr. General Law School now.
Atubiga was then the secretary to
yes,
the president.
I suspected that.
Okay.
And it was Thursday night around 9 p.m. And the next Saturday morning, they did Friday night, reshuffle had been done. I had been replaced with that another portfolio. And I could see Opon Fusu and then Tel Aviv. So I never knew what was happening. A friend called me that I read the Daily Guide. I said, as usual, I'm not a fan of Daily Guide, you should understand politically. No, I knew Gina very well. We worked at Tomato Brewery. Yeah. I was around Dummy. And a friend asked me I should go and buy Daily Guide. And we're plastered in the front page. Out.
Hey.
So you can just imagine the calls from constituency and other people, family. I could not know answers to give. I said, you don't panic. That's the best I could tell them. And then the Sunday night I was called. This time I'm Valerie Sawyer from the office of the president. The president said you should go to Ashanti as deputy minister to late Sapon. I told you, but I mean, Ashanti has opened my base. So I come across more. You want me to go back? He said, no, it is a well thought out program. So please go. So I went. It was around the 7th of June 2014, almost to the Wake Up time. And KMA and the region RCC were working on the KJTR project. So we didn't Sapon go to us. I've got to you, Mwatomi. He took me to Asante and I had to start work immediately. So I came to work. And then I remember vividly the late Emisata lost the father. It was called Richmond Pora Emisata. Don't know whether it was rich or poor. And then I, Sapon, and the wife went to the funeral as a deputy minister. We came back around 8 p.m. And I said, it's Saturday, I'm going to Obuasi. And then the next morning, Sunday after church, called back immediately to the chief of staff, Prosper Benny. So I called and said the president said that I should come back to Accra immediately. And I said, what for, sir? He says, we are going to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection.
You know that time Oye's name has come up in the press, and she was very describing as if it's a terror to people. And then likely somebody called me and said, "Oh, I know Oye's number. Should I give it to you?" She did, and I called, and she was very nice. "Oh, when are you coming, Honorable? Oh, come on, my son. Give me just 1 week. I will come. No problem. Come." And when I was, I come in the afternoon. And since then, we work so nicely. Policy direction, vulnerabilities, and things like that. But the striking thing, Fly, was that I reported almost a week to my birthday, 29 July. And the 29th July, we were doing a meeting of the NGOs, and I was with Oye sitting here. I just told him, "Do you know you are traveling to the US?" I said, "Minister, what are you talking about?" "I don't know what you're talking about." It's okay, let's finish the meeting. And we finished. He called the chief director. So what's happening to Honorable? Oh, she's going to the United Nations. The only difference was that I had a visa already in my passport. Otherwise, they had to write and get an emergency visa for me. And I was happy because it was my first time of entering the United Nations block. So I had to go and do my accreditation. And then another thing happened. We went for the open. It was called 5th Open-Ended Session on Aging.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then we went, it was open. It was a Pakistani who chaired. Big NGOs were plenty. You know this word?
Yeah.
And then immediately we went and they finished. And that's what was that the next day is going to be chaired by an African. Ghana. They don't say Ghana, they say African. So me, it's my first time, so I'm very comfortable. So I just left. But we come the next morning, my chief director who went with me and the staff of the embassy, they came and said, "Honorable, we are chairing the meeting." We say, I told them truthfully, "I think you are mad." I've just been with you.
They'll prep you.
And then this morning, you come and tell me that I'm chairing. The Africans are plenty in the room. So they said they are coming. They came back and said, "Honorable, you can't do anything, you are chairing."
Wow.
Yes, so I had to chair. And eventually it was good. Yeah. It was good. So a lot of historical perspective to my positions.
Okay.
And that was very fine.
You
brought me a cake in the house before I traveled. And my children have told me, "Happy birthday, I'm done from the States." And the next morning, I told them I'm in New York. They say it is not true. So these are some of the issues that came up. But Kumasi was interesting.
You see,
it's
when
almost...
Kumasi man speaks about Kumasi with the passion, there's something you didn't ask.
Okay. Oh, yes. Fufu is very synonymous with Kumasi.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, in fact, in Kumasi, you have to observe some few things. The culture of the people and the respect for Malaysia. Yeah. It's huge on your plate.
So much.
You should, and they are so attached that
emotionally,
yeah. So that if you even want to say something which is either true or presentable, know how to present it.
Wow.
And Kumasi, they are very vocal. They are very vocal. So you should know, and then the business class is also big.
Yeah.
So you should know and appreciate all this category of persons.
So your party has been in government for almost 10 months. Is it going well from where you sit?
Oh, this answer is very simple. But let it go the way I say it. Okay. Number one, startups are always very important. In normal human behavior, either corporate or any sense, it's the startup, the transition, and the end. And the startup is what I want to give my salute to President Mahama. Because he sits on two fronts. You may not have seen it. He says going to do 4 years. He's the leader of the party. And it implies that he's in transition for the party. Because the next 4 years, and now almost 3 years, he's going. So what will be the transitional arrangement when you are going? Is it going to be disarray? Is it going to be stable? And then the new one coming, is it going to start afresh or you have team to go with? So we opted to get people who have the continuous ability to continue. Those who have the age and the ability to get the new team working. And that's why he did those appointments. And likely it is working. So I think to that extent, it is very good. In spite of that squeezed manifesto provision of getting 60. And you know that it's a very squeezed position from 120 to there. How many are about 60 away? So it's very squeezed, but that is what we have now. So I think it is very good. Incidentally, from 2020 to 2024, the manifesto was People's Manifesto. So everything in the manifesto was married to the views of the people. like prosecutions, like all those stuff, including constitutional review. I mean, the issue of even presidential executive powers is an issue, and a lot more issues we should talk about. Even the judicial, the one about Chief Justice. The point is, these are interesting things we need to discuss. We're going to liberate somebody and give them power. The person also becomes a king of a new regime. So these are things we should discuss. I think he's doing very well in responding to that particular list. I have some few concerns though, and I think you're going to go to prosecutions. Right. The few concerns is that when party people say people are not responding to our cause, it becomes a big problem. Right. And people have started complaining, some are not receiving their cause. Normally, you can't receive all calls, but do well to call back if you can. And Julius Zebra is good at that one. He will always come back to you and talk to you. They need to get that space forward so that those things will not fuel any issues at all. It's very important when you are developing yourself.
Okay, all right. Yeah, except that some people say that the transition, as you talked about, can be a bit challenging because, you know, typically the NDC has given this running mate the opportunity to become president. So Professor Mills, John Mahama, and so on. And now it doesn't look like that would happen this time around. At least we don't know what Professor Jane Popokwanat's plans are.
Developments working. And I'm very happy. Okay. I saw it first with the contest between Asedu Nketia and Ofosu Ampofo at Accra Sports Stadium. There were no personal attacks. There were issue attacks. And to me, it was, you know how close they were? Position, General Secretary and Chairman, and you're not considered as Chairman. So we expected something to be dirty, but luckily it did not come. Now, officially, nobody in NDC has declared his intention to stand. But people have speculated amongst them. But nobody has really spoken. The only one I've heard, first by Asedu Nketia, and later by Haruna. Haruna was talking for the vice president. But Asedu Nketia was questioned in one of his interviews. And he said, we have a country to run. Don't put me against my friend, the chief of staff. I think it's neat and respectful. And so far, nobody has spoken. So people should aspire, no position, no problem about that one. But the point is that you should pick at the right time. It's critical, is it not? It's biblical, it's scriptural, it's everything. The vision will be for an appointed time. Yeah. If you pick too early, issues will come, and then you don't know how to handle it. But I think so far the behavior is fine. Okay. Government should run, and government, when it runs well, it has effect on that aspiration, and therefore we should be interested in that.
All right. So let's get on with our first conversation for the day, and I think that is a matter which you would be very passionate about because it involves children, you know, and given the kinds of positions you have held in the past, it has to do with a very, very heartbreaking development in Kete-Krashi and the Zoti region. But before we proceed with that conversation, let's do this. You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. Please don't go anywhere.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwa aba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina afie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the accent. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso. Tum preko.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kra. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh you right. Enye mo ko. Give us GC mixture and the capsules. Aye num boom. And what some na more kana. A boa and ma any meme nyina. Ne ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye pemesima. Ya, we be boa wo kru. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya ne nti sese ne oyi chop mo. GC mixture and a capsule. Achesa.
A painful a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when you feel to me.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model, securing your safety, creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trot from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Send your God apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here. No, my name is Aldo Moro, and I'm here with John Alexander Korn, who is a former Deputy Ashanti Regional Minister, also a Deputy Minister for Chieftaincy and Traditional Affairs, and also a Deputy Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. He's here with us. And
My last position was
okay. All right. A former regional minister.
Okay.
Yes, we have to add that. A former regional minister. And also Sylvester Tete, he's a former MP for Botiano English Amanfrom and a deputy minister for information. So I'll start with you on this matter because it's a matter that breaks the hearts of Ghanaians generally. And when it broke, a lot of Ghanaians were very sad. And to think that we're looking at 11 children, 4 others die in Ketekrachi boat disaster. If you look at today's Daily Guide, the reporter is called Daniel K. Orlando, who says a heartbreaking tragedy struck the Ketekrachi area where a boat carrying passengers across the Volta Lake capsized, claiming the lives of at least 15 people, including 11 children aged between 2 and 14 years. The Ghana Maritime Authority confirmed the incident, which happened on Saturday, in a statement on Sunday, October 12, describing it as heartbreaking and extending its deepest and most heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families in the Ketekrachi community. According to the authority, the boat was reportedly grossly overloaded when it overturned, and mid-journey 4 survivors were rescued. John Kojo Japon, the OT Regional Minister, on behalf of President John Dramani Mahama, the OT Regional Coordinating Council, expressed profound sorrow over the tragedy which occurred between Okuma and Debume in the Krachi West municipality. Now, citing reports from the National Disaster Management Organization, the minister disclosed that 20 passengers were on board. At the time of the accident, 16 people, including women and children, have been confirmed dead, while 1 person remains missing. 3 of the deceased have been sent to Krachi, that's the Krachi Government Hospital mortuary, 12 to the Wura Government Hospital, and the search operations are still underway. The entire Uti region mourns deeply with the affected families, the minister stated, acknowledging the presence and support of the Member of Parliament for Ketekrachi, Helen Ntosu, and the Municipal Chief Executive, Prosper Kiadu. During this period of grief, we stand united in prayer and support, trusting that the Almighty will comfort the bereaved and grant the souls of the departed peaceful rest. Meanwhile, the Ghana Maritime Authority has announced immediate measures to prevent future tragedies on the Volta Lake. We're told there's going to be a full investigation involving maritime inspectors and the Navy Task Force to determine the exact cause of the disaster and identify individuals and entities responsible. Now, let me also say that at some point we'll be talking to the Ghana Maritime Authority Chief, that's the Director General, on this matter. But the Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajimai has actually had to issue a statement to commiserate with the bereaved families on this very unfortunate situation. And it says let me look at this one. It says that we are deeply saddened by the tragic boat accident on the Volta Lake near Ketekrachi that has claimed the lives of 15 people, including 15 children. On behalf of the government of Ghana, I extend heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families, the affected community, and all who have been impacted by this tragedy. We stand with you in this moment of grief. That's from the Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajimai. And now, Sylvester, I don't know how your reaction was when you heard the news and what's been going through your mind.
Thank you very much, and good morning once again to you and senior colleague, former regional minister, and to our viewers, and to my MPP fraternity, and to everybody listening to us this morning. I'm sad because the future of our country is being eaten away, and nobody, human in nature, will celebrate this. But I think that this is not the first. We've had similar incident from different locations in this country. I remember in 2023, in my own constituency, a similar incident happened at Fajemohi. My condolences once again to the bereaved families, and I think that I extend the same condolences to the people of Ketekrachi and the communities that were affected by this disaster. First of all, let me say that we should not once again just commensurate with the families and let sleeping dogs lie like other incidents that's happened in Adan, over the Volta Lake on many occasions if you go into history. And I think that is the same old story. We talk about the laws, we talk about the regulations, and after that, once they are buried, we forget about what needs to be done. I remember in Botiano, English I'm from, then I made a formal complaint to the regional RISEC through the regional minister. They took up the matter. A committee was set up, including the fire service, NADMO, police, and all the security agencies. And then families were invited. They paid a visit to the scene, which I still believe that if you go to Fajemohi, and everybody watching and listening to me today,
okay,
it's a place that we must not encourage habitation.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will happen again. I suffered the consequences of that incident. Culminated into, it's part of the reason why I lost the vote in that whole place. But today they are still living there and at the same conditions. Minors are still ferrying kids to school in that particular place. What happened? A minor was ferrying a boat to cross the river to the Weja Bawe municipality for education. Because no government under the sun can provide such social amenities at Fajemohi for the people, the residents there. Why? Because, look, you see, it's an island. It's just a heap of sand. It's like a bank of the river. So obviously, you cannot make it a human habitation. It's just a small place. And the residents there, they know. They know. Today, they made a lot of propaganda with that thing. Provide them schools, provide them hospitals. It's 10 months. I want to see. So they rejected the own habitation that I called for, that we must integrate them into society. Because you see, if you ferry from Botiano and any other community around that place, it will take you no more than 10 minutes to go to work and come back. So you must leave your kids and family onshore, go to work and come back, so that these kids could be provided for all the social amenities we are talking of. They said no. That is the source of their livelihood. Provide them the amenities there. I want to see the NDC led by the current MP. All the propaganda they did with it, they must go to provide the social amenities for the people. Back to this place. The description, a boat capsized. This is not a boat. It's a canoe. The allowable passengers to be on this canoe should not be more than 10.
Please indulge me. I beg you. And I want you to, when I come back, I want you to continue from where you left off in terms of the allowable number of persons who should be on this canoe. We're told that we've been joined by the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority. He's been very busy talking to Ghanaians on this matter. Let's speak to him briefly, and then I can come back to you. Dr. Kamaluddin, good morning, and thank you very much for accepting to talk to us on Good Morning Ghana.
Yeah, good morning to you, Moro. Good morning to those on the show and everybody listening.
Right. Now, this disaster, since it happened, what has the Ghana Maritime Authority been up to?
Yeah, thank you very much. And let me, on behalf of the Ghana Maritime Authority, convey our greatest sympathies and condolences to the families that have lost their dear ones. As you are aware, Her Excellency, the Vice President, is currently in the community. In the company is also my Minister of Transport, the Honorable Joseph Nikpe, to commiserate with the family and to interact with the community. Ghana Maritime Authority has the mandate to ensure inland water safety, and we have been doing significant work before I came into office, and a lot more has been done since I came into office. As you are aware, we were the first to break this incident because we have detachments across the Volta Lake, and one of our detachments is in the Ambai, the other is in Ketekrachi, where we are working with the Navy. So once we got wind of this particular disaster, unavoidably, we had to communicate to the public in a transparent way. Over the last couple of months, quite a lot of things have been done. You recently would have seen in the news that we have opened a detachment office in Kwando Toko. And not only have we opened an office, we have put there a search and rescue boat that is called Matekoli. The reason is that that particular area have a history of drowning because of the water currents that happened in that area. Largely in our country, though, most of the incidents are as a result of human error. And one of your panelists have just mentioned that this particular incident happened because of what we call overloading of people on a boat. But we are aware of this situation and we are taking measures as much as possible. But just like in the case of the land, you see, we continue to have accidents despite the fact that road safety and DVLA are doing a lot. That is the same situation we are having here. We will implore the communities in particular to take safety seriously. We have been enforcing the wearing of life jackets. We mark the boats in terms of the load line so that they know where they can load the boats up to. But as you know, there's generally a culture certain times of non-compliance. I'm sure you have seen cars on our roads that are overloaded. But in those instances, generally the impact will be on the car, the impact will be on the road. But when you overload a boat, it can lead to such a disastrous incident. We've also been going through the mapping all the inland water areas. Since I came into office, not only in the main Volta channel, we have mapped out areas in the Black Volta. The video you are showing actually is at the Black Volta. Certain times we actually think that it is just in the main Volta, but there are larger areas of inland and navigable water areas in Upper East, in Upper West, in Savannah, in many other areas. So we have mapped out all these areas. And we are going to start the recruitment of safety guards soon. We are waiting for clearance, and the clearance is almost here. and we'll recruit safety guards, train them to enhance our presence almost everywhere. It's almost like we need to be everywhere, but as you are aware, we can also employ people to have one person for one boat. So we will do our best. So by the end of the year, the deployment of the 250 to 300 safety guards will also help enhance safety in the communities. But ultimately, it will take the partnership of we, the Ghana Maritime Authority and government on one side, the community leaders, and the individual boat operators and persons so that we can collectively enhance safety. Let me also say that we are just about opening our inland water headquarters in Akosombo. We have decided that we cannot continue to work from Accra, although we have detachments already in Bando, in Dambai, and in Katekrachi. But we still, detachment means that we have officers there, we have offices there, but we still run the headquarters of the inland water from Accra. So we are moving the inland water to Akosombo. We have secured office places, and in the next 2 months, officers have already been posted there. So we want to be somewhere in the middle, and then we can enhance safety. The detachment offices in places like Saboba, we don't normally pick accidents in some of the areas, for example, in the northern side of our country, until this incident happened somewhere in March when it came to, in the case of the Laura. But in Saboba areas in the upper, in the northern region, we also have similar incidents. So we are opening a detachment office there. And soon we'll open what I call the Black Volta Detachment Office, either in Wa or Laura, to look into the Black Volta area and possibly what I also call the White Volta Detachment Office somewhere in Bole. So these are some of the things that we are doing so far when it comes to enhancing safety.
The casualty level, are you able to confirm to all of us, 11 dead, 4 survived, or there's been an update?
Yes. Yes, in this particular incident, yes. There were about 19 people. There were 19 people on the boat. 4 survived. 15 perished, and out of the 15, unfortunately, as many as 11 are children. And all the bodies have been retrieved except one that currently effort is being undertaken to also identify, to also search and recover that particular body. Yes, so we can confirm that that is the number that have perished in this unfortunate incident. Interestingly, the particular community we are talking about, the people were merely moving a distance that is less than 100 meters. It is actually one community in the dry season or when the water is very low. So it is an island first and foremost, an island community, but there are 2 highlands of the island. So when the water level is high, the community is divided into 2 by an area of water not more than 100 meters. In fact, it is estimated that it is only 80 meters. So this is expected to be a very short distance, and one could even ferry 6 people across, each of the way in less than 5 minutes. But because of the culture of lack of compliance, all of them decided to be on the boat instead of just moving 6 across, and this is very, very unfortunate.
Now, Doc, I see that this matter has an angle which is rooted in culture and tradition for a very long time, where, children as young as 11, in some cases even as 9, are seen operating some of these machines, these canoe. I mean, do you foresee that policy and regulatory compliance, to what extent do you think can deal with what appears to be a deeply rooted cultural practice?
That is extremely important. We need to regulate and legislate also by law. So we've been developing what we call the Inland Waterways Regulation. And at a point, when I came into the authority, we realized that it cannot just be regulation. We need to make it very expanded. So it is becoming more like an act that is being put in place. We have already hinted, our minister is already aware of this, and we'll be working with the parliamentary committee on the road and transport to see how we can pass this through. But yes, we need an expanded legislative and policy framework on this that will stipulate, for example, age limits. For example, gradually the training that we need to give. Potentially, when it comes to the main operators, to have an operator certificate and many other things. But you are right, because this is much more like a cultural area, that interface between regulation and cultural transformation is necessary. None of us, a car is not cultural to all of us. So when we buy a car, we certainly know that this is something external. But you are right, for the communities, the boats and then the canoes are part of what they have been doing for years. So that provides both an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage being that something that you have been doing for years, it is so much part of you that there could be a cultural transformation. The other side of it is that you can take many things for granted because it has been part of you and you have been doing it all along. So that is why we will need this level of regulation. Ultimately, however, I believe that the community leaders will have to play a pivotal role in this, and we'll be engaging more and more of the community leaders. And we have seen some transformation. For example, in the case of the Upper West region, when I recently conducted my tour, which was just a month ago, I have realized that in many of the areas where the people have been given the life jackets, they are actually using the life jackets. They are using it. So that was very positive in my regard. So in my view, and the chiefs and the communities are involved. I believe that incrementally, we can have that cultural change whilst we also look at legislative mechanisms as well.
Now, Doc, this is my penultimate question to you. You know, there's been a lot of talk about the fragmented nature of how you operate, and I'm talking about those of you who are into the marine safety space, you know, where National Disaster Management is on one side, Ghana Maritime is on the other side, the Ghana Navy is on the other side, and the locals. You talked about community engagement and community buy-in and so on. Is it about time that even in formulating these policies and regulations and so on, you ought to be able to bring everybody together so that you can work in unison? When you are all on the same page, it would help deal with what appears to be a recurring, ritual. Almost every year we hear these boat disasters and canoe disasters and so on. What do you make of persons who make that kind of argument?
Yes, thank you very much. Working and coordinating our effort is extremely important. And so far, we've been doing quite a lot. For example, all the detachments that you find across, the Navy detachments that you find across the Volta Lake, work in tandem with the Ghana Navy. As a matter of fact, Ghana Navy supports the funding of most of the detachments. So we work on daily basis. And in the Ghana Maritime Authority, the Ghana Maritime Authority supports them. In the Ghana Maritime Authority, you have an officer that is deployed from the Navy in the Ghana Maritime Authority. And together with the officers in my office, they coordinate the detachments. So we work in tandem. The same way NADBO has been working. If you looked at some of the recent work that I did, in most of the areas when we went on assessment, we were with the district or municipal Navy, NADMO coordinating officer. So we actually work in tandem. Let me say that definitely in one way or the other, we may always have accidents. You see, on land, for example, we have more accidents than we have on water. The water ones seem to receive quite a lot of profile, although we have thousands of other deaths on land. And this is because, as I said, the human error is a factor. So we, the institutions, are working together. We'll improve and coordinate more, but we'll also work with the communities and the individuals to make sure that we enhance safety. And as I said, one of the immediate measures that will come into being is the training of the safety guards and deploying them. They will not be enough because we cannot have a safety guard each for each canoe across, but we would have made our presence a much better. In future also, charting the Volta Lake is important. And charting the Volta Lake is quite an expensive amount of money that is needed. The estimates are that we probably need over $50 million to chart the Volta Lake and the other navigable waters across or that feed into the Volta Lake. But all these are measures that gradually government, the Ghana Maritime Authority, and the communities can collectively embark on to enhance safety.
Now, my final question to you, Doc, is that today's Daily Guide is reporting that you have, with the Ministry of Transport, established a high-level casualty investigations committee. What is this committee supposed to do? How long are they supposed to do their work? When are they supposed to submit their report? And how much assurance would you give Ghanaians that you would indeed implement the recommendations of this report? Because you know Ghana, we're very good at setting up committees. They come up with recommendations, hardly do we implement them. So 4 questions in one. One, what is this report, terms of reference, mandates, etc.? 2, how long are they supposed to take in coming up with this report? And how soon are they supposed to submit the report? What do you intend to do immediately with the report? And what's the assurance that you would implement the recommendations?
You are right. The mandate of Ghana Maritime Authority and our ministry includes finding lasting solutions. And we are expected, when there are such incidents, to set up a casualty investigation committee. Just briefly, we have the Ghana Maritime Authority, you have the community leaders, you have NADMO, you have a representative from the Municipal Assembly and other interested bodies and the board operators. Ultimately, the terms of reference are to understand what happened in this particular incident, the facts of it, what were the immediate causes, what could be done to prevent such incidents from happening, and in terms of the governance structure, what do we need to do? Definitely, each report and each casualty investigation we undertake provides us with insights. And in the past, some of them have been very useful and they have been addressed. And in this particular instance also, it will be done. We expect that within a month, we'll have a report ready. And that report, of course, will be channeled through our minister, and the requisite actions will be undertaken. Okay.
Thanks for that assurance. We'll be looking forward to that. Please keep the media updated as and when the report is ready, so we can all have we can all read it and have a discussion about it. Thank you so very much, Doc, for talking to us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. All right, that's Dr. Kamaluddin Ali. I left out the Ali initially when I was introducing him. It's Dr. Kamaluddin Ali. He's the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, talking to us about that unfortunate, a tragic incident that happened on the Katakrachi, somewhere in Katakrachi, where we're told 11 children, 4 others have died in that. It's not a boat disaster. It's actually a canoe disaster. I don't know why most of the media houses are reporting boat. It's not a boat. It's actually a canoe. It's a wooden machine, if there's anything like that. So, yes, sorry, you're talking to me about the fact that oftentimes the capacity is being abused. Instead of, say, 10, they take about 20. That's where you were when I had to interrupt. Sincerely apologize for that.
Thanks to Dr. Kamaluddin, and I think he's one of the respected authorities in maritime studies in our country, no doubt. And I think he's one of the appointees of the president that I think, that I know him from afar because I've operated in the maritime space for a while. And I know he's one of the respected maritime authorities in this country. However,
he's also a private legal practitioner. He's practiced for many years.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's one of the authorities in that space. Yeah. But you see, there's always a difference between theorist and then pragmatism.
Or you mean practice?
Or in practice, or on the job. And I think that very wonderful disposition of what ought to have been done. And all these things what I did not find in all his narration and what he sought to do, setting up. Look, what lacks in this is enforcement. There is no bit of enforcement on all the fine regulations they are seeking. Of course, there are laws and regulations guiding these processes and operations already in our statutes, right? That every canoe, every boat must be registered, numbered, know where they operate from, their capacity and everything. You go to my village in Old Ningo, all the canoes there, but we've turned a blind eye to it. The enforcement. The enforcement. You know why we don't oftentimes encounter such incidents along the coast rather than the inland river bodies? Because before you move from Old Ningo onshore, mostly they are mature people. They go with minors as well, but they don't be in the driving seat. So from Axim to Kita, we might have had incidents of this nature, but not as rampant as the river bodies in this country. Why? Because mostly in the river bodies, over time, they will tell you, the Maritime Authority itself will tell you, most of the river sites we see today were forest areas. The river had sprung into what we are seeing today. So there are a lot of tree stumps. There are a lot of tree stumps that you will not be able to see today. That is why I remember the Carter Foundation during President Kufuor's time. There was an NGO who was trying to remove the tree stumps, and the Maritime Authority itself, they know that today there are a lot of places they travel that has a lot of tree stumps in there. So most of the incidents that has been encountered are attributable to tree stumps in the river bodies. So enforcement is number one. That is missing in all the nice things they are saying they are going to do. So until we make the people aware and know that the fact that this is your line of business, you have a responsibility, one, to yourself, to the community, and to the state. Your activities are regulated, and you need to be licensed. You need to adhere to all these things. So when you put in place all these regulations, then the next thing is enforcement. It's difficult to do the enforcement. Yeah. Very, very difficult. But of course, we must provide logistics. I'm not sure the Ghana Maritime Authority has a mandate for enforcement of these regulations. It goes to the department within the police administration, that Marine Police. So when you are talking of Marine Police, it's not only to say that you are defending pirates, but it's all part of the Marine Police, their work. So we need to go beyond that. So we should have a Marine Police parading these river bodies and the level they travel, and to check and enforce it. So that is key. Until we do that, an old man somewhere in Makango, in Yeji, in Kwame Donko Chrome, anywhere, a 3-year, 5-year-old who can take the outboard boat, start it and put it on the river, it's good enough to go and check on the traps they set overnight before they go to school. It's a routine way of life. So community engagement is important. But beyond the community engagement, the vice president is there, thankfully. She will leave. All the officials will leave. If you go to the Ministry of Transport, you go to Maritime Authority, there are a lot of reports since 1960 of similar incidents over time. But I want to see the Marine Police to enforce the laws just as they are doing on our roads. Last week, I went to DVLA to renew my roadworthy. When I got there, they said there is an encumbrance. There's a charge on this particular one. They will not be able to until you pay the fine. I said, well, that is good. I want to know which date, what kind of offense, then I will know. Maybe somebody borrowed my car, my driver, whether he was reckless here and there. But then I asked myself a few questions. That if I renew my roadworthy today and the incident occurs tomorrow, and I'm to pay at the end of the year when I'm going to renew, I mean, that's bizarre. So I need to be sent to that offense right after the incident.
Like it's done in
elsewhere.
Well,
so that I can hold whoever is responsible. If I'm responsible, we have drive through a red light. They have to give you the fine, what time, how much is that encumbrance. So if you start doing that on our roads, we should extend that to our river bodies to ensure that the marine police is really resourced to do that for us. Look, 11-year-old being in charge of 25 people, and most of them are minors, so they couldn't swim to safety. They couldn't swim to safety. And per account of people from that place, what we are hearing is that when they were going, usually when they on board this boat, they have a pail to fetch the water, the excess water that comes into the boat, to fetch the water out.
Okay.
So in doing that, because there were many, the thing fell in the river. So the guy using the outboard motor, what we call in our local parlance, 1 to 10, and for somebody to pick it. In an attempt to turn, the boat capsized, and all of them could not swim to safety. These are accounts that are coming. When they are investigating, they must investigate well. And I believe that if it's a matured person, he'll calculate the risk of that 10. And if they are adult, I'm told that the place they were going for a funeral.
So they will do a wide area.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a funeral.
A matured person will think more that it is not for anything that if you are less than 18 years, you cannot drive. So how come if you are not 18 years and above, you cannot drive? But it's the same thing. An outboard motor. If you are 11 years, you can paddle a canoe with a machine. But if you are not 18, you cannot drive.
Surprisingly, the indigents do not protest.
No, but you see, they are the beneficiaries of these incidents. So the truth is that until you bring enforcement, look, my own child knows that I'm not 18. I'm not permitted to drive. I will not give my car keys to my underage child to drive. So I said, look, when my daughter turned 18, I took her to the driving school. Go and be trained and get your license. She went through the process. You know what? When she was 12 years, she took my car. Nobody was in the house. A pickup. She engaged the gear and started the car. Bam into the wall. She got frightened. I said, you see why you cannot drive? So wait when you are 18. But out there, it is not like that. Once she moved the car and put on the road, the police will stop you. Produce your license. It will determine your age. You cannot produce it. So the father will not do that. The child will not attempt it. So they are in haste to go to driving school when they attain 18 years. Should be doing same, but once, in absence of enforcement, we throw the regulations to the dogs. And in fact, if you even ask them to pay a permit for a boat, there will be a revolt in this country. There will be a revolt. But you see, it is better done when it is not done with political lenses. Because anytime you want to introduce something, you see the political parties, when they are in opposition, they take a position to be beneficiaries. They will accuse the incumbent government. Today, the vice president found the need to be there. I remember when the 30 young people died in Ashanti region. They were not even aware until they were buried. So some people begin to say, so when you are there today, I think that they must bring enforcement for all of us to support it. Because I suffered similar fate in my constituency. And never again. But what occasion that is still happening? The kids are still commuting from Fajemohe to Gan West, to Gan South, to attend school. So there's high probability of its reoccurrence.
Yeah.
So I think that such incidents, with all the regulations, brilliant ideas they are putting out there, until we have enforcement on a daily basis, as we do on our roads, no matter what we do. And I think that we must support government, successive government, to ensure that all the regulations are backed by enforcement. Until then, I'm sorry to say, it will be a 9-day wonder. As it has happened, President Kufuor's time, President Rawlings' time, every regime had suffered similar fate. So what is lacking is the act of enforcement that is missing in the regulations we are putting out there. And truth be told, you must be responsible. If you own a canoe, the size of the canoe will determine how much you pay, who drives it. We must know. So when they stop it, and the marine police stops it, who is the driver on this boat? How old are you? Produce your license. They don't even know you must have a license to pedal a canoe.
Right.
They don't know. So community engagement, it must come with all these enforcement and let them know that when you are caught, you may take your outboard motor. But of course, when it's election time, the politicians, the political parties, we assist them. We buy the outboard motors. We give it to them. We help them. We reduce the prices to enhance their work. But as you produce and send it to them, which canoe are you using it on? We don't have a data. The person just appears. Mostly MPs will go and buy discounted machines for the fisher folks. Then they go, they have a cheat, they discount for them. They give to these chief fishermen, they sell. But it must be tied to a registered canoe.
So that whole sector has not been formalized.
We haven't. It's difficult. But I must, truth be told, enough of this incident to warrant a wake-up from all of us to be able to do it well.
Time for action.
So it's time for action. And it must not be done with political lenses.
Okay.
Engagement must go beyond political lenses. And let us do well and do this. 16 of our young people, our future.
15.
15 of them. It's been wiped away. And if we should go back in history and put the number of people who had perished unavoidably, let me say, avoidably, you know that we haven't done much as a country. We haven't done much as a country. And we must stand up to this and let this ensure that we invest in marine police to ensure enforcement of all this. I remember 3-4 years ago, Ada, there was a huge expose as all the people over the river, how do they commute to school, their daily lives. So we only send life jackets to them. Fantastic. But beyond that, the enforcement, look, go to Adan today, the island, you'll find little kids paddling these canoes to shore. And these are things that we must take serious as a country. But the gentleman there, I know he's an authority in the industry. He must consult wider and ensure that we bring enforcement into whatever we do. Other than that, we will just pass like others has passed and we will not see results.
Okay. Honorable.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
Incidentally, I remember President Rawlings, those times, diving to help in cutting down the trees and storms in the river. We still not solve it totally, but let's get it. The first point is that living along the lake, it's not wrong. They've been there for years. They farm, they fish. So it's not wrong. If you go to Nzulezo, they live on the lake. They pound people there. So it is possible. Is that not true? They pound, they live, they sleep. And the children swim through the lake. You can't, I can't, but they do. So it is not wrong. It is important to say that. You know what? Those disasters are less than road disasters. People die more on the road than on the lake. That's why I'm for big push, because we need to dualize. Most of our accidents are head on. If you dualize it to be the back, so reduce the fatalities. Now, I was in Atebubu. If you are there, you do a right, you go to Kwame Danso. Kwame Danso, you go to KJG. If you reach KJG, the water lake is there. The pontoon takes you straight to Karachi. So it's shorter. So lake transport is shorter, fast, no traffic. So it becomes a bit more reliable than even road transport. I was in Ada some time ago, sitting by the lake, and I saw these school children, about 2, 3, or 4, going to school with their own canoe. Yeah. And I said, that's interesting. I enjoyed it. They would do their own canoe and go to school. When they come and take their canoe and go back. It is their way of life. Anytime something establishes as a way of life, law cannot penetrate.
You remember I asked Dr. Ali
yes,
that this matter is rooted in the people's way of life.
Right.
To what extent does he believe that law, policy...
I'll just give you some small example, yes, because it happened in the Trokosi and witch camp. You don't use law to cross against what people believe in the witch camp. you go through the tradition. If people believe that they should go do Trekosi, law cannot change it unless you go to the people on the ground, talk to the fittest people, talk to the people, talk to the chiefs, and then they will tell you what to do to pacify for them to stop. It happens the witches come. Talk to the chief, talk to the imams, talk to the sheikhs, and then talk to the family. But if they revert you back and the family has not changed their conception, they will still beat you to death. So to concentrate is not easy. So if you go straight with law, you're not going to achieve it. Moro, Dr. Akamadi said something. They said there are two communities, but they get separated by about 80 to 100 meters when there's a rainy season. So it implies that in even doing regulation, you need a sector-specific regulation. It cannot be blankets. We should get all built-up regulations. Interesting, you talk about registration, and I'm not against it, but however, the question is, if those going to sea don't go through that regime, how can those going on the river? They do. So we need to get that. Yeah, they don't wear jackets, and the children go. But luckily, what he said is that the piloting of the canoe is not done by underage people, and the example is what he claims caused it. Because obviously, when we are driving, you know what do you call it? Corner fast. You don't do corner fast. No. You get accident. Yeah. And I think that's what happened to the child. So now the regime set up, there should be solid practical education. And it should involve their own. Yeah? Their own, the grown-ups, they understand the system. Yeah. You don't take people from outside saying that more. That should not be the main driver. They should get them on the ground to be the drivers. And they are behind them, pushing them to do what is right. So there should be solid practical education along the line. Example is what he gave. But there will always be the river people, and they will help back. What should you do? And typical example, if people are going to school, you know, in Ada, the islands are many. There are many. So what, do you have the same landing site? Do you have the same takeoff site? We need to get sector-specific regulations. So that when it comes, it says that they need safety officers. What should they do? Are you going to join? Should everybody park? Registration. Is it possible they will always get grown? They are going to school. The grown-ups are going to farm. How are you going to get them to join you? So there should be employment in that regard. Those who can do. You cannot do unemployment. One person can help him. So we should do more specific cases. But this one seems like a real accident. But accidents, you reduce fatality. How do you do it? So in the regulation sector, we should get the preventive side. One of which is the age bracket. One of the wearing of life jacket. Even then there's a problem. Would it be lawful? Should everybody possess his own life jacket? Because government or them cannot provide for everybody. When they go, it doesn't come. You need more to also supply. Is it possible for everybody to possess his own jacket? If not, what is the regime? Are you going to get people at the end of the river who can return the jacket so that it can be reused and get that factor going? So with more specific in the way we approach the issue, it is possible to do it by good regulations and action. So we should really get ourselves doing a lot of things. It can be done. When I passed through KJJ, I was very happy. There's a lot. You know, I went to Wandu and across Afoiga to a place called Abemi. And the lake is there. So the stretch is quite interesting. So we should be interested. Somebody has done something very interesting. And we need to built a hotel, very nice, at a place called Peninsula Resorts. It's at the end of the Volta Lake at Akosombo. You do for Akosombo Hotel, you go some, there's a very big hotel. And that is the end of the lake. And you know, because Volta River is there, it is far safer. They have the landing sites there. So we need to define how many landing or takeoff sites do we need. And then try to plan to one or the other. It will be easier. So we need more action on this and implementation, like we said, on the specific things we need to do. Not that you sit in Accra, he has not been to the riverside before, it's a loose life jacket. Finish. Yeah. What does it mean? Okay. So we need those who are on the ground to help. And I think.
But my take finally on this is simple. Look, every area you go has its own uniqueness.
I'll tell you, exactly.
So what I'm saying is that all the regulations we are talking about, finally, you must have an enforcement bit. You see, if we accept it, sacrosanct, that this is our way of life, and for that matter, let's live that.
But it can't be one law.
No, it is not.
Regulations, general one, and the specific
Exactly.
ones.
So, for instance, when you go to Ada, the island is vast, very habitable. So, one, I believe that if you go to Ada, the island is big enough to even have a school overseas for them. If you go to that place, the same way, if you go to part of the Volta region, the Volta Lake, you go to Yaji and all these areas, it's the river that divides the communities. So the islands are big enough for human habitation. Therefore, we can. But for their activities, because sometimes they travel quite a distance to access markets, to access other services. That is why I remember when I was in Parliament, easy with this unclaimed, not easy, NIA, unclaimed cards. I asked a question. You had gone during registration to electoral areas to do registration. Now collection, you are asking them to come to the district office for collection. It's quite unpopular and it's not feasible.
In fact, it's not attractive. Why should I
So
take it?
obviously, it will be difficult for somebody to travel quite a distance to access the district capital. There are people in some district, they've never been to the district capital before.
Yeah, but that's why the Ghana Post Office.
Oh, they don't have post offices there.
But they don't have post office there.
Oh, but what are you talking about? You are in Accra, you are talking of post office.
No, post office is commercialized.
Go to Makango. Go to Yeji, Makango, and go and ask for.
Even the cities.
How many post offices do you have there? So it's not.
So Ghana Post Office has
So
serious limitations.
So you see,
in terms of making sure that they transport.
We have services at the doorstep, and I bet you most islands has polling stations.
They do, yeah.
So when you are doing a program in national in character, then you must go there. That is why NIA has a lot of cards that were not distributed.
Yes.
And they take it in good faith that they will now go to the electoral areas, to the district, and make polling stations to make sure that where people walk to register, they should walk there to get their cards collected and all that. So I think that it's unique in nature as they really look at all the regulations to ensure safety. The essence of all this is to ensure safety, protect lives and properties. It must not come on the silver platter. It must come with enforcement, that the people will be involved in fashioning out the enforcement protocols to ensure that these avoidable deaths do not happen again.
All right.
You know so this is the first one.
All right.
When you say unclaimed cards, you know what it means?
Right.
Because the purpose of producing the card is to make the person possessing the card.
Oh yes, but you know at that time it's not an instant card. So
I'm coming. I'm not. No. It's not. It should not be soft. It should be more difficult for you to say it's unclaimed. You would have made the effort to ensure he gets it, and if we come to that level, it should be few.
But honorable, you know that. For instance, if you go to Elembele, Eziama is their district capital. Part of the constituency, you have to sleep overnight to access the district capital. I'm in my village. You came there that I'm a Ghanaian. I should be registered to have my Ghana card. Close to my doorstep. I've been registered. And you said your card will be ready in a month's time. And you go back to your base. You produce the card. And I'm big announcer should come for it.
Oh, so it's not what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. So those unclaimed should not be an excuse.
It should be delivered to the people.
It should be delivered.
Exactly.
It should be delivered.
But
You have multi-sector. The districts are there. Have a relationship. The assemblies are there. Closer. Have a relationship. So there's a way of delivery.
They bring your cost.
Yeah. But it's a crucial cost that we need to bear.
Of course.
Unless, of course, we do not understand the value of the people.
Of
governance. Yes. So we'll move to our next topic. And our next topic is that the president is in China. And he's in China attending the Global Leaders Meeting on Women in Beijing. And we're told that the President John Dramani Mahama and First Lady Mrs. Lordina Dramani Mahama in Beijing, China, to participate in a global leaders meeting on women. It's been hosted by President Xi Jinping and UN Women. The 13th and 14th October meeting will bring together other world leaders to renew the spirit of the Beijing Declaration and accelerate its implementation. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations and the 30th anniversary of the Fourth World Conference on Women, organized by the UN, and is held in Beijing. Now, while in Beijing, to champion women's empowerment, President Mahama, we're told, his delegation will also focus on strengthening the Sino-Ghanaian ties and investment. The President Mahama will also be holding discussions with his Chinese counterpart, President Xi Jinping, and with the Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Li Qiang. And then also he will also be meeting with Chinese business leaders and host a presidential investment forum, which is expected to bring Ghanaian businesses, their Chinese counterparts, and investors together to explore opportunities in Ghana. We also told the president, who is accompanied by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and officials of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, the Free Zones Authority and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority will also visit Fujian province to meet businesses with the president in Ghana. Now, we're told these engagements aim to strengthen the long-standing partnership between Ghana and China and promote greater cooperation in areas of mutual respect, mutual interest, I beg your pardon. Now, also included in the President delegation are the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Na Momo Latte MP, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Abuja, and the Deputy Minister for Finance, Thomas Ampem Nyako. Now, Nyako, I believe in Nyako. It's Nyako, yes. The rest are Executive Secretaries of the President, Dr. Kalisus Mahama, Presidential Advisor and Special Aide, Joyce Ba Mokhtari, Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Shaima Muslim, and a Presidential Staffer, Nana Ya Jan Tua. So this is the communique, which was a statement which was issued to us as press before the President left town. But there have been some developments, and I want to look at the story, and then we'll take a break and then we'll return. Now, one of the things that has come out of this is the president's dream and the president's what we'll call the president's dream of ever seeing a female president in this country. Now, it says Ghana to have a female president soon. Mahama predicts. Now, Julius Yapeteti reports that the President John Dramani Mahama is predicting that a woman will, in the very near future, ascend to the presidential throne in Ghana. This is because Ghana has taken decisive steps to mainstream gender across its national development policies, culminating to the historic election of Ghana's first female vice president and appointment of women to leadership positions in government, the judiciary, the security services, and key national institutions. I am confident that in the very near future, women will break the glass ceiling and that a woman will be president of the Republic of Ghana. President Mahama expressed this confidence when he addressed the global leaders meeting on women in Beijing, China on Monday. The meeting presented an invaluable opportunity to reaffirm the well-shared commitment to advancing the rights of women and girls worldwide and to assess the progress that have been made under the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. According to President Mahama, Ghana's commitment to gender parity is further demonstrated by robust institutional reforms and legal frameworks that are designed to protect the rights of women and girls. He said critical agencies include the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, the Domestic Violence Secretariat, and the Specialized Domestic Violence Court have been strengthened with sustained budgetary allocations to enhance their capacity to deliver justice, prosecution, and social support to survivors of gender-based violence. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Please don't go anywhere.
Confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Cassie and in a kit one.
Some ayo kendini. Who be here? Some mecha sapapadia to ama me manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients. And a bomb is ho bine. A man is swing. Ne sansu mama hoto so e will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Hooray, Ghana! The Ministry of Transport and its agencies invite you to the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. It's the first of its kind in Ghana. From 22nd to 24th October 2025, the World Trade Center Accra comes alive with cars, ship, train, logistics and plane dealers all in one place. Are you a modern car dealer? Do you sell electric vehicles? Then this fair is your platform to shine. Students and the general public will experience free electric car test drives, thrilling maritime showcases, and even free helicopter rides. All 15 agencies under the Ministry of Transport, plus global car dealers, airlines, logistic giants, and investors will be there with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as our guest of honor. Register now at infodigitalIGH.org or 0244-613-246 or visit our website www.transportlogfair.org. The Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. Beyond movement, resetting Ghana's transport future.
Promo! Your most preferred estate partner is given a massive 20% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Founders Day promo, Estate Masters is offering this special discount for outright purchases up till the end of September 2025.
Purchase your tracks today.
This cuts across all our available sites, and upon purchase, you get to enjoy a free indenture and free site plan. Our site visits are also free, so rush now and secure a plot of land while this offer lasts. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya mabesisia. Abozig. Akache say no ya konate and the mod drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old dish. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Aji! I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Arrowfield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda daya wash mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I'm here with John Alexander Akon, who is a former minister, Ashanti Regional Minister, and also a former Deputy Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. He's here with us. And also Sylvester Tete, a former MP for the Botiano English Amanfrom, and a General Secretary, MPP General Secretary aspirants. Both of them are here. So, I'll start with you, Honorable. I mean, you, because of your earlier positions that you've held, and of course your passion for children and women. How important is this meeting in China?
All right. So it's interesting. Well, Beijing is championing the cause of women. Is it not interesting?
Why?
Will you
Why?
ordinarily think China will be the country to look out for women's emancipation? No. But remember the Beijing conference, Nakodo Ajima Rawlings. And I met a woman from the Southern African states, one of them, at the AU conference in Ethiopia. We were doing a preparatory meeting for women's empowerment. And then the woman is called Mama Beijing. Professor Sichuamonu was there. And then we were doing informal discussion over lunch. And I said that we have been doing empowerment. But the women, if you come to Ghana, some of them will go and stay in the church from morning till the evening. How would you empower yourself economically if you are doing that? The woman just looked at me and said, Honorable, you can't say what you are saying. I said, why? He says that you know why the women go to church? It is because you men are giving them heart attack. And the only place they can find reprieve is to go to the church. So even their presence in the church is called by the men. I said, what? Is that what has gotten to? So a whole bunch of things, but let's get it right. I just use a small example to see where you place women. Let's take universities, just a small one. Take Legon, Cape Coast, and Tech, which were the only universities of old. For every university, those times admission was tied to accommodation in the halls. For every admission of woman, you get 5 men. Do you understand? When you go to Tech, it was Africa, as against all the other halls. If you go to Cape Coast, I think it was Volta, and that's Legon.
Yeah.
That's Legon.
Volta is Legon, yes.
And I think Cape Coast are this year. Against about 5 halls. And admission to school was tied to the residence accommodation. So it implies that even at that level, admission for education was 5:1. So we've kept them behind. So it implies that we have not been fair to the women. So empowerment and emancipation is because cultural and other traditional methods, we have subdued them. Now they are coming up. If you go to, there's something called CSW, Commission on the Status of Women. You report to United Nations from the various countries. And Oye is on top of that. Now, that you report over 2 years to see how far you have pushed the women. And you know, without a bill affirmation, these days, if you are competing with a woman for a position, please consider that you've lost 25% before you start. Everybody is geared towards bringing the women up. So it's very, very important. The only difference of this woman is that they say that what men can do, they can do it better. As a result, they are not moving the men to support them because you say you can do it better. And I thought it should have been easier for them to say what men are doing, we can also do, so that you'll be part of a scheme. But the men become defensive because of your own posture. So it's good to put the women to go with you ahead. Now, when you go to CSW in Geneva, you're going to report. They look at how many of them are in the schools, headmasters, headmistress. They look at assemblywomen. They look at members of parliament. Whether in percentage they will come up so strongly. There's that issue of an assemblywoman, a woman who was standing for assembly elections. And the husband's brother was also standing for the same position. So the family eventually had to meet. And you know the final result? They say, woman, you cannot compete with your husband. Are you getting it? So that drove the discussion. It is not that man concede for your wife. So we always have that idea. So when we do that, it implies that. So I'm happy he went with the president, went with Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection. So, and that's what brought the whole issue about social protection, something we learned at court there some time ago. There are other social actors in the system, and we need to work on them very well. So I think it holds the future. Remember, even in America, some time ago, discrimination against women was there. I'm sure you know equal employment opportunity between whites and blacks. We never had the same opportunity. Now we've come a bit far. So we need to consolidate. But advice to the women is that don't say you can do it better. Say you can also equally do and also all move together. So we need to get our mindset that we have not been fair to the women through various cultural and even educational purposes. And see, people don't want to say affirmative. But what is opportunity, I think that the women will still have a chance. So it's so good we've done by the duty. And I'm so happy it's been done by China to see that an unsuspecting area who spared the cause of the women. But remember, even in our country, informal trade is in the hands of the women in terms of percentages. So if you look at formal trade, the men dominate. But if you get the informal side, it's the women who are dominating. I don't know, general education, I think what we've done very well is that in terms of at the, not SHS, at the JHS level, they seem to be parity. I know what was it. They seem to be parity generally. And we had attrition, so don't know what happened at the SH level. So we're looking at what happened beyond JHS. Because if you're almost, in Obuasi, it was 51% like the women population to the boys. So we should just go ahead and see what's happening. And that is the cause of why the issue of diapers became a strong issue, because those in the hinterlands, just because of the seasonal periodic things, will not come to school for 1 week. And that's why education doesn't to get diapers to that supply zone, so that it will not be a hindrance to going to school. And I think if you don't explain, it becomes something else. So it's important to bring them at par to where we are. But I'm saying that in doing that, don't think you can overtake. We should be equal and we all move along. The men are not buying in because of their own position. So I think it's a good thing for Ghana, and we should come down. When we are talking, the women can also talk. The last time in media, they were saying that some of the women, when they get hustled, they cannot really come. They are afraid. But the other women who are not afraid, they are horrible than the men. They can really get you on the hook and get you insulted. So it's important to see where we are weighing ourselves for us all to move.
The president says that we will be having a female president.
Oh, we
soon.
should.
There are skeptics because of the social-cultural dynamics.
It's the same thing, social-cultural dimension. Some will be bringing religious reasons.
Yes.
Which is not written anywhere, but it's a workable system. I'm saying that they should not go fast. They should move us along. Let's think like the women. Let the women think like the men.
So you believe it's possible?
It is possible.
Okay.
But the near future is measurable. I don't know what you're going to say. 20 years is a near future. But we should gradually work on for total acceptance. Now, they are lucky that the reason why people think it's not possible is now out. Social, cultural, religious, and other factors. Let's work on these things by making sure that we do things that will erase that notion and get the fact we are all capable of moving forward. Liberia has done it, so why can't Ghana do it?
Look at the two major political parties. There's never been a national chairman who's a woman's woman. I'm talking about NDC and PP. There's never been a woman general secretary.
PNC, I would have told you they have.
Well, that's what PNC they've done well. I mean, I'm just saying that it looks like we have a long way to go.
Yes.
I don't know what you think about this. I mean, Ghana to have a female president, and of course the women conference in Beijing and matters arising. Sylvester.
Well, I'll be very hard.
Okay.
On President Mahama, and I think that I want to believe that he's in Benji for other reasons other than championing women's cause.
Why?
And if the Chinese government invited him as an advocate for women's rights and women empowerment, then they got it wrong. They got it wrong. And I think he's a wrong person to be in China with taxpayers' money.
Because?
Today, I want to show the thing well. You see, President Mahama, on 30th of September 2024, at the launch of the NDC's own Women Manifesto, promised the NDC women and activists and the good people of this country and the world at large that when you elect me, 30% of my cabinet will be reserved for women.
Appointees or cabinet?
Cabinet. Okay. He was emphatic.
Okay.
Cabinet. So, such a double-faced man. So, and he said, one of his 120 days campaign promises, that in 14 days, he will announce his cabinet. Gracefully, he did so.
Okay.
So the 30% of women empowerment cabinet position, he gave them 10%.
Okay.
2 people. Two women. Only 2. Enyo pe.
Out of?
Ekome Enyo. No, it doesn't matter. Please.
No.
Honorable.
Percentage is per figure. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You can even have 30% of 2. It doesn't matter.
Exactly what I'm saying.
We know, and President Mama had been president before, that the statutory cabinet numbers in this country is 19.
That's right.
So to that extent, you know how many of the women will be in cabinet. So I'm not sure he's a novice. He's been an MP. He's been a deputy minister. He's been a minister. He's been a vice president. He's been president before. And coming again, he promised them that I'll give you 30% out of the 19 slot. Please calculate for me 30% of 19. 30% of 19. Please help me with the numbers. 2.
You get 6.
2. 2. So this man now goes to Beijing and tell the world, very soon we'll have a woman president. You see, he's a product of a vice president becoming a president. President Mahama. Because at the point he was persuaded to be vice presidential candidate, we know, evidence abounds that he was even running away from it. People had to persuade him to be vice presidential candidate. On the virtue of that, he became president. Now you have a female vice president. So all the schemes, it's obvious to say that when I go, she succeeds me. Then it's not just 2028. It's not too far. So when you are saying in 20 years to come, but I'm saying that if our president has been invited to China, if for any other reason, that is fine. But for a man who publicly promised the women of this country that I reserve 30% of my cabinet positions for you, only to turn around and deceive them. And is in Benji doing what? It is much ado about nothing. Man you cannot take serious on his word.
Does the fact that he settled on a woman as his running mate and now he's vice president,
that makes it worse, because you see, at the time he was making the promise, yes, the woman was already the vice presidential candidate. So add the woman and himself to cabinet, making 22. It makes it worse. So there are 3 out of 22.
No, I'm even asking you that.
There are 3 out of 22.
No, Aslam, maybe one question.
So you see, please. It is what he said.
I'm saying that.
I'm holding him accountable to what he said.
Fair.
So that's it.
Fair democratic system.
So for me, he's not a good example to be invited to China on the issue of women empowerment and championing.
That's what I'm asking you, that for a president,
yes,
who has settled on a female running as his running mate, who now is the vice president of this country.
Fantastic.
Would you still question his commitment to the female?
But that is why I'm saying that
cause?
At the time he was promising Ghana, the woman was already the vice presidential candidate. So it's immaterial.
I get that.
So he should have said that, okay, on the basis of having a female vice presidential candidate, no woman should expect an appointment in my government. But if that's what you are saying.
No. You're not getting my point.
Please. I'm saying that
you're not getting my
no matter the weight you place on the vice presidential candidate being a woman or vice president being a woman,
yes,
we all place a premium on it. Fantastic. But I'm saying that it's inconsequential to the promise he made. What is the correlation? Because at the time he was making that promise, the woman was sitting right beside him.
No.
Of course.
The promise has
September 20. No, please. We are looking at holding the man to his promise.
But I'm saying that to jump from there to say he's not committed, that's what I'm asking.
But I'm saying that
doesn't the fact that
a man is judged by what you say. Okay. Your social contract with the good people of this country is that when you elect me, and he was making this statement in September, October, November, December, 4 months to elections, the woman you are placing all the premium on today had already been settled on. So she's not part of the 30% she was promising the good people of this country. So take her out and hold him accountable to his promise that he will make 30% women appointees in his government. You see, I'm not surprised. President Mills said the same thing. What happened? So for me, if we are looking for a champion of women's rights in Beijing, unless, of course, she went to lend support to her wife. But to say that she's in Beijing today, that's what I'm saying, that if she's in Beijing for other reasons. But that's beside the point. You see, we've dealt with China on so many occasions, from the days of Kwame Nkrumah. Former President Rawlings, it became more during President Kufuor's time, through the Bui Dam and many, many other things. But in recent times, we must truth be told. Look, when President Akufo-Addo came and first sent Dr. Bawumia to China, you know of the barter system, the Sino-Hydro. The NDC thought it was a loan. Until they even went to the IMF and all that, it became that the arrangement on paper was not a loan. But the commitment on the part of China has not been forthcoming. So these state dinners and all that, there are a lot of commitment the Chinese government has reneged on. Look, they will sign the agreement. They will give every word to it. When it comes to procuring Sino-Shell, look, we've traveled China, we've done so many things. We must be careful. I must be honest. Look, China is one country. I don't know during your tenure of service if you've done official visit to China before. Look, if they give you a welcome, I haven't seen any country that will give you a welcome that will not melt more than China. Trust me, they know how to do it. Their protocol. So if you are not careful, you'll be overwhelmed. Okay. But when it comes to delivery, commitment, I think we as a country, our foreign policy, our engagement, we should sit down and really look at it. They should take all the agreement they signed with the MPP administration. Look, Polyclinic, it was part of the arrangement. When we were to procure Sino-Shell, the final insurance for the companies to draw down the monies, it became a problem. And many, many, many other projects in this country. So if they are in China for other reasons, they should pursue things in the interest of this country. But if it's in the cause of women empowerment and all that, China, Beijing has. I remember the first ever women empowerment attended by Nana Kunedo Ajimairores. She shined at that conference. It became the world acclaimed women platform for empowerment and all that. So I think that, yes, where we are now, I mean, nobody at this point should question the competence of women in leadership, in anything. But I also want to caution that what brings, what am I seeing on what is this?
Which one is that?
They've posted something. Chinese. No, they've posted, what is this?
Oh, the women, the female appointees.
But you see, you are getting the point. All these people are they in cabinet?
No, let's
please.
We're not saying you are
what is this?
Slide,
please. You see, where I sit, if I'm vying to be general secretary of my party, and I come to sit here, and I promise my party people, when I'm elected as general secretary, I will ensure that all regional directors of communication will be female.
Okay.
Now we don't even appoint, we elect, or assuming appointees. Then I come to office, I say, oh, forget about the region, I've gone to district. Will you take me? We are not, look, if you want to do that analysis.
No, you're reading too much meanings into this.
Yeah, so I don't know why when we are talking about, then they put this thing. They put this thing.
No. We just say these are appointees. What about?
So what has that got to do with the conversation we are having? You see the conversation we are having, and you put this in. Please don't do that. So don't do that. We are holding the man to his 30% promise. So you see, President Mahama may be in China for other reasons. That's fair. But if he flew to China with this large delegation on the basis of women empowerment and champion, he's a failure. And he's a man that cannot be taken for his words. So whatever he says.
Is this delegation large?
Of course.
So far, I've counted about 6, 7.
Oh, but that is a cabinet you see. Go behind it. Maybe more than Emirates.
No, but we don't know it for a fact.
So get them to produce a list.
Okay.
Get them to produce a list. You think President Mahama traveled with 6 people. So you see, he didn't travel with 6 people. So he's been the list. It's a full Emirates charter. It's a full Emirates charter.
Let's wait for the list.
So get the list. They should accompany them, communicate with the list.
I hear you.
So for me, I think that we should relook at our engagement with China.
Yes.
We should be guided. New promises should be guided by precedent of commitment an agreement is signed from President Rawlings' time, President Kufuor's time, President Atamil's time, President Mahama's own first time.
Okay.
It was one of the reasons. President Mahama lamented about this some time back, that they will sign agreement with you, do all the pump and pageantry, put in a world stage and all that. Okay. But when it comes to commitment, they are very slow. Right. They now begin, the drawdowns, they now begin to put a lot of strangers to it. So it's not because I'm not in government today, but we must open our eyes and revisit some of these previous and why they renege on them, so that we don't start all afresh. President Mahama has 3 years left. Next month, they are producing a new budget. His second budget comes. First budget, all the appropriation. They haven't done the appropriation. So second budget, next month. Then 2 years is gone. As a matter of fact, I'm interested in the development of this country. Whatever they will do today, MPP government in 2029 will not be doing them again. We'll move on. So that is where I sit. Okay. So nobody wishes that they don't succeed. But if they are in China, they must revisit previous commitment the Chinese government failed to honor. So I pick it from there.
I get it.
Okay, Moro.
Let me read just 3 messages, and then I can bring yours. Just 3 messages. So this one is from your very good friend, Prosper Shikwe.
Asalada.
Yes. You know, he enjoys your commentary. So anytime you are talking, you send a message. He says, "Good morning. Please tell." He says, "Good morning, Moro. I can tell you on authority that the sly T I know was a very fine gentleman. The first time I heard he went into politics, I was a little surprised because his principles that I knew was incongruent with political tenets. It interests me anytime I see him go this low. When doing politics, he's too fine for stuff like this. Please tell him to stop. If President Mahama, one of the fewest presidents in the world over, to choose a female for running mate, and insists that all boards should by all means have female representation, should not be one to be invited by Beijing, then who else?
I didn't say that.
This is utterly preposterous, and I'm very disappointed with my brother for this.
You should tell me I didn't say
If for nothing at all, His Excellency Mahama is the president of his country, and such comments are unpatriotic. He can do better. Say good morning to him for me.
But I tell Prosper I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'll tell you. And then this one from Carlos Ododio. So Carlos says that no wonder. It's a good morning, Carlos. Our main interest is in the investment and investors that the president is bringing into this country.
Good.
That should be our focus, not who becomes president. Whether it's a woman or a man, he will welcome and support whoever takes that position. But for now, we must focus on fixing the damage the NPP has done to the country. We need to fill the hole they've left behind, especially considering the NPP's member sitting beside you has been part of the corruption, and that has brought us to where we are today. So I believe we should give credit to the president where it is due and focus on discussion on the positive investment he's attracting to move the nation forward. Carlos Modudu, and I say, God bless you. And that's what I like about Carlos. Anytime he sends a message, you say, and God bless you. Now, Alhaji Hamza from Pep Farm says that, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, my brother, I did not see anything wrong with what the president said in China about Professor Jane. No, he's not talking about Professor. He's not talking about Professor Jane.
He's a female president.
He just said a female president someday or soon, you know.
Should declare support for her, and that's all.
So he says, let us not forget that it was a platform to give and to promote women. The president's speech was spot on and excellent. In any case, what is wrong if the president goes out there to promote the vice president? My brother, let me tell you, if the vice president decides to contest the flagship of the NDC, she's going to win hands down. Wow. Hey, and no doubt about it. Some of us are behind her 24/7 because we know what she stands for and what she can do. I'm happy to see Mr. Alexander Korn this morning. It has been long. What a nice communicator he is. My brother, I'm watching you. Alhaji Hamza. Hey, so you're for Professor J. You declared very early.
You declared too early.
Anyway, so Alfred Triddle says, good morning, Moro, and to your cherished viewers. I'm not astonished by the submissions made by Honorable Sylvester. The MPP would never find anything good about the NDC. Moro, at least the MPP panelists on your show should be happy that President Mahama didn't bath in the sky when traveling to China. I will not do so on his return. And Siddiq, hey, good to hear from you. I hope you're doing very well. He's based in UK. I don't know that he's in Ghana now. Siddiq, it's good to hear from you, and I hope you're doing very well. And also, let me say a happy birthday to you, Emmanuel Latelosing of Stanchat. And I can only wish you the best. You're a fantastic gentleman. You're a good man. You have a good heart. May God continue to protect and bless you and bless you and bless you. Emmanuel Latte Lawson, that's like my childhood friend. He's celebrating his birthday today, and I can't wait. Now, Aminu says that, okay, Aminu is okay. Amin Ishak, you sent a message, but you was just saying that. Okay, all right. Amin Ishak, good morning, and good to know that you're watching the show. All right, boss.
All right. So, Moro, remember when Sla was talking? I asked whether it says appointees or cabinet.
Okay. Cabinet.
No, is it? I remember I asked you that question.
Yes, you did.
So, cool. You know, in Mama's cabinet, every minister goes to cabinet meeting. Yes, I'm sure you are very much aware. Nobody should be.
Before you move on, President Mahama announced to this country the list of his cabinet. Anybody.
No, just hold on.
Please, I'm coming.
You have said
anybody else that goes to cabinet is not a member of
just
cabinet,
hold on.
but an invitee.
Just
so let's get that point correct.
That's all necessary. You can either dribble or play a long shot. It's all good to go. So it depends on where you want to play. No. You can also use the rings. It depends on what you do. But the point is that it's appointments. And Mama's government, even me, I was a deputy minister, but he allowed that if your minister cannot attend for any good reason officially, you can attend. Now, this will
make you a member of cabinet.
Easy. It's a nomenclature. Don't worry at all.
Please.
Don't force your issue. Just relax and let's go.
No problem.
In appointment, that's why I asked. In Mama's government, we are getting the parity of 30%. Currently, of all appointments, women constitute 23.21%.
No, but you see, I won't allow you. Please.
David, don't say you want
we are very specific. No, I think okay, please. Anyway, you go.
You've said it repeatedly. He knows exactly what you said. Let's hear what you also have to say, and then you can come.
They don't ever finish. I don't know. But the point is, I'm saying that all appointments together. I remember I first told you about the CSW Commission on the Status of Women, which was reported to Geneva. And for Mahama appointment, the parity is coming. Because of all appointments, you spoke about the boards, compulsory one should be a woman. We have 23.21% of our appointments. And that's the direction Mahama is going. It has not reneged. And I remember when I was at the Ministry of Gender, AU Women Commission came together. They met President Mahama and later came to the ministry. You know the comment she made? He said, I have never met a president who is on top of women issues than this president. The AU commissioner said it at the ministry here. You know that Wooden Rocha, which was Minister of Gender before, that's why the woman made that statement. So we are getting the person. Mama is solidly the best person to be in that state. So if you want issues, I was there in AU, preparatory meeting, when the meeting on empowerment of women. The President Mama was there. And he championed amongst all the highest person who get the best statistics of women's performance. So I guess if you want to listen to him on women, Bahama is the person. And I'm saying that we are 23.21%. So nothing has gone wrong with that promise. And that's the way we are going. Yes.
But, you know, if what I understand him to say is anything to go by, he talks about the fact that there was a specific promise which was made, which is 30% of his cabinet. Now,
okay.
Now, it is not difficult for us to look at the cabinet ministers and then look at the number of females, or the number of women occupying positions in cabinet. There's 19, so it's not difficult to do mathematically. And quite clearly, that 30% has not been met. If you look at the appointments, generally, you can say perhaps it's even exceeded 30%, you know. But his argument is specifically when it comes to cabinet ministers.
And that's why I wanted to end. That's why I asked a specific question.
Okay.
I'm saying appointments.
Okay.
And he's saying cabinet.
Yes.
So based on those differences, I maintain that we have reached that parity. But he wants to use one on the parochial.
No, because the truth is, the truth is, the president said it. He said 30%, and it's quoted everywhere of his cabinet ministers. So that's where he's coming from.
By appointments, we have gotten.
No, that's appointments. He's past 30%.
But you see, my senior, I can understand your difficulty. You see, I am assessing President Mahama's promises. Okay, if President Mahama at that function, at the launch of the Women's Manifesto, says that women will feature prominently in my government, I wouldn't have the moral turpitude to question his commitment to women involvement in politics. But he was specific that I'll give 30% of my cabinet. Article 76. Please, it states the number of people who are supposed to be in cabinet. Under President Akufo-Addo, every minister of President Akufo-Addo is a member of cabinet. But by law, you must provide who and who are in your cabinet.
So you could go to cabinet as an invitee. It doesn't make you a member of cabinet. President Akufo-Addo had over 26% of women in his government. Cabinet specific is not up to that number. That is where President Mahama said, when I come, when you elect me. In fact, this promise is to the NDC people. And
That's my son.
I'm coming.
He also makes the point. He also makes the point that yes, if you want to look at it strictly speak or stricto sensu, as the lawyers will say.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Stricto
not,
sensu.
Yes, stricto sensu. He's not met that threshold. Fair enough. But he also talks about the fact that generally when it comes to his appointments,
yes,
the women component weighs by 30%. Should count for something.
It doesn't. He said 23.6%.
No, it's more than 20%.
No, ask him. He knows it. In all appointments of President Mahama, it is not.
You can always...
All appointees of President Mahama is not up to 23%.
No,
please, check.
Listen, don't worry.
Check. I'm coming. So you see, the point I'm making, and those watching and listening to us, I'm holding President Mahama accountable to his own promise.
Okay.
You go to China, the world stage, to make yourself as a hero of women empowerment. And I said, I'm reminding you of what you said, that your own cabinet, what you have control over, what you have control over, you couldn't do it.
So you're right, it's 23, it's 23.21.
23.21.
So
Please, I'm coming. I'm saying that what you have control over, you couldn't deliver. But what you don't have control, as who becomes president, you are promising what you don't have control. Okay.
But
what you have control,
you know what?
failed.
Of the 23.21, just the critical one has not been mentioned. The vice president.
But I kept saying
it's all right. Never in the history of this country has he put in so much trust.
That weight takes how many? It takes how many?
It can really take more than 10% of that. So generally, on our
you are promising what you don't have control. What you have control, you couldn't make.
What's that way?
This matter, you have what you have control over. Me, I decide what I wear.
Anyway,
always the father slide will get away. You decide what you wear.
Anyway, so Mystic Wonder Avoka inside in Sawa Medroje says, good morning to you, Maura, your panelists. Honorable Slighted and his disorganized MP party will never see anything good about the good governance we're witnessing today. Never again to this nepotistic nation records. Please help me wish my son, Henry Jejonu Mensa Avoka, a glorious happy birthday. He is a prison officer stationed at the Ankafu CDP. With a good Lord grant him good health, long life, protection, wisdom, and all his heart desire. So I mentioned a gentleman's name earlier. I didn't get his full name. Now I know. Engineer Sadiq Koli Abdul Rahim. Good morning. Salam alaikum, brother. Hope you're doing very well. Thanks for watching the show. Here we go.
Enua victory garlic mixture na wati ni ati ni say na edro ni tie na no pasem ne say edro we adwuma ye titru pa ne say ebeboa ananna ne srade ewo ni padua ni muntin mu ama ohun atọ kura de dika obabi wo ho a okonfikyire a ema edro ewu hia ye victory garlic mixture ebi kura ho bekọ a ewie wo ansa na ba ye victory e na wu hia wunya victory no ma na busumi biara ubenya ufikyire akwa empa ho bra eno de akira obi wo ho ani ti na tedwa no obi wo ho ye adwuma kakra bia no abre na nakoma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina ye mogya entimi mfa akoma no nkwa adwen mu eno ne kofa saa de ne ba odofo mesrew so wo ho na wonsɛm ta adwew ebi a wonsa no sei ana wonam ro mu na esi fom no kra adwew ana ayatufo sɛ de ade fom ato mpagoa mu a ɛyɛ victory na me